Jimmy Page stands as an English artist who carved his legacy with immense skill as a musician, songwriter, and record producer, becoming the driving force behind the legendary band Led Zeppelin. Through groundbreaking riffs and dynamic compositions, he played a pivotal role in shaping the sound of modern rock music. Rolling Stone magazine recognized his unparalleled talent, describing him as the pontiff of power riffs that redefined the genre. His ranking as number 3 on their list of the 100 greatest guitarists of all time highlights his extraordinary contributions. Meanwhile, Gibson accorded him the second spot on their top 50 guitarists list in 2010, cementing his influence over generations of players. Beyond accolades, his wild, inventive guitar work earned him 4th place on Classic Rock's 2007 list of the 100 wildest guitar heroes, reflecting his electrifying stage presence and unique energy. The dual recognition of being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice, a singular accomplishment, speaks volumes about his artistry, first as a member of the Yardbirds in 1992, and then representing Led Zeppelin in 1995. The stature of these achievements only underscores the remarkable breadth and depth of his musical prowess, making him an enduring icon whose influence is both vast and indelible. Born James Patrick Page, he is more widely recognized by his famous aliases, including Jimmy, Pagey, Charles Obscure, and S. Flavius Mercurius. Emerging from Heston, Middlesex, England, Page entered the world on January 9, 1944. At the time of this description, he has reached the age of 76, a figure that stands testament to the many decades he has spent influencing the global music scene. His birthplace, nestled in the suburban expanse of Middlesex, served as the starting point for one of the most influential and enduring careers in modern music history. Known as a key figure in reshaping rock and beyond, his multifaceted identity is as layered as the complex compositions and riffs he became known for. At a height of 1.8 meters or 5 feet 10 inches tall, Jimmy Page possessed a commanding physical presence that matched his musical prowess. This stature, combined with his distinct energy and charisma, helped him project a prominent onstage personality that complemented his work as a musician. His aliases, such as Charles Obscure and S. Flavius Mercurius, reveal a man with myriad dimensions, a creative mind immersed in artistry and innovation, constantly evolving his craft and identity. Awarded the Officer of the Order of the British Empire by Queen Elizabeth II in 2005. Jimmy Page garnered this prestigious honor not for his musical genius, but for his heartfelt dedication to charity work benefiting street children in Brazil. His efforts with the Action for Brazil's Children Trust played a central role in this recognition. The organization, co-founded by Page's ex-wife Jimenez Gomes Paracha in 1998, aimed to combat the plight of vulnerable Brazilian street children, focusing on providing them safety, education, and opportunities for a better future. Page poured his energy into raising awareness and funds for this cause, displaying a commitment just as fervent as he showed towards his music. From partaking in numerous charity concerts to using his public platform to shed light on these social issues, his philanthropy extended beyond financial support, embedding him deeply in the mission of improving the lives of disadvantaged youth. The acknowledgement from Buckingham Palace reflected not only his charitable work, but also the scale of its impact. At the same time, the OBE honor resonated universally, transcending his identity as a rock legend and positioning him as a humanitarian devoted to addressing societal inequalities. This honor coincided with Page being named an honorary citizen of Rio de Janeiro the same year, further cementing the far-reaching appreciation for his relentless compassion for Brazil's underprivileged children. Through Task Brazil and the ABC Trust, Jimmy Page's humanitarian contributions reached countless lives. These organizations were devoted to creating refuge and better living conditions for children abandoned to the harsh realities of street life. Their pursuit of social justice through education, health initiatives, and guarding children against exploitation mirrored Page's personal values. He frequently emphasized the moral responsibility of those in influential positions, motivating him to spearhead change as both a public figure and an active participant behind the scenes. Overwhelmed and deeply moved by the recognition of his non-musical work, Page stated that he only did what he believed to be the right thing for these children, humbly attributing his accomplishments to a simple desire to help. Yet, for the children whose lives were touched by his initiatives and the global community admiring his efforts, this work symbolized a beacon of hope and solidarity. he remains an inspiring example of how iconic status can serve a profound purpose when channeled toward noble causes. Although Jimmy Page has been celebrated worldwide as one of the most influential and innovative guitarists, he remains a deeply private individual. Throughout his career, he consistently avoided discussing his personal life in interviews, preferring instead to let his music and performances speak for themselves. This choice has allowed him to maintain a low profile away from the spotlight, a rare feat for someone of his global renown. In his creative space, Jimmy Page revolutionized the use of the guitar, famously employing a violin bow to extract hauntingly unique sounds from the instrument. This innovative technique captivated audiences and further cemented his place as a pioneer in rock music history. His artistic sensibilities extend beyond sound to his choice of favored locations, drawing inspiration from diverse locales like Bahia with its vibrant atmosphere, Los Angeles, the city of stars and dreams, as well as the pulsating energies of New York and refined elegance of London, perhaps influenced by his connection to nature and mystique. His favorite colors include silver, green, blue, gray, and black, each evoking a sense of depth and sophistication that parallels the complexity and beauty of his composition. In 2004, Jimmy Page achieved a significant milestone when he became the first artist ever to be honored in the British Walk of Fame in London, cementing his status as a musical legend. This recognition was a testament not only to his extraordinary contributions to the world of music, but also to his influence on British culture. Years later, in 2012, his global impact was further acknowledged when he and the other members of Led Zeppelin were celebrated at the Kennedy Center Honors in the United States. This prestigious event, held in Washington, D.C., saw Page being recognized alongside his bandmates Robert Plant and John Paul Jones. The honors celebrated their legendary career, and U.S. President Barack Obama attended the event, delivering warm tributes to the band for their lasting contributions to the landscape of rock music. The occasion was heightened by an emotional performance of Led Zeppelin's iconic Stairway to Heaven by the band Heart, leaving a lasting impression on all present, including Page himself. Despite his critical acclaim and accolades, Jimmy Page's life was not without its struggles. Beginning in 1975, he battled a heroin addiction that would come to define a turbulent period of his life. The addiction coincided with Led Zeppelin's rise to unprecedented popularity during the 1970s, adding a shadow of personal turmoil to his musical triumphs. Page's dependency grew worse over time and was coupled with heavy cocaine use. There were incidents in the early 1980s that drew public and legal scrutiny. He was arrested for possession of cocaine in both 1982 and 1984. These confrontations with law enforcement highlighted the difficulties he faced during that complicated chapter of his career. However, by the early 1980s, reports indicated that Page had managed to overcome his debilitating heroin addiction. His efforts to leave behind the substance abuse that had affected his professional and personal life marked a turning point. Overcoming these challenges not only showcased his strength and resilience, but also allowed him to continue contributing to music and enjoying the recognition his work deserved. His recovery added a layer of complexity to his legacy, painting the portrait of an artist both haunted and redeemed by his past. Jimmy Page's personal life, marked by multiple marriages and relationships, provides a vivid glimpse into the private world of one of rock's most iconic figures. His romantic journey began in the 1960s when he dated Jackie DeShannon, an era defined by his burgeoning fame as a guitarist. In 1970, Page wed French model Charlotte Martin, and the couple embraced the birth of their daughter, Scarlett, in 1971. Despite their years together, their union ended in divorce in 1983 amidst the complexities of a rock and roll lifestyle. In 1986, Page embarked on his second marriage, this time to Patricia Ecker, a model hailing from the United States. Together, they welcomed their son, James Patrick Page III. In 1988, however, the demands of Page's career, coupled with personal challenges, led to the dissolution of their marriage in 1995. Page's third marriage was to Jimena Gomez Paracha, with whom he began a relationship in the mid-1990s. Jimena, who was significantly younger, brought a fresh chapter to the guitarist's life. The couple had 3 children together: Jana, born in 1995, Sophia Jade in 1997, and Ashen Josan in 1999. Unfortunately, after over a decade of being married, they separated in 2008, closing another chapter in Page's marital history. While his marriages were significant milestones, Page's relationships did not pause there. Since 2014, he has been in a steady relationship with Scarlett Sabat, a poet and actress. Scarlett, considerably younger than Page, has spoken openly about the depth and connection of their bond, despite societal perceptions of their age difference. Together, they have maintained a relatively private existence, contrasting with the high-octane world Page once inhabited during the height of Led Zeppelin's fame. His life underscores the interplay of artistic brilliance, personal struggles, and the enduring search for meaningful connections. Born to James Patrick Page Sr. and Patricia Elizabeth Page, Jimmy Page entered the world in the West London suburb of Heston on January 9, 1944. His father worked as a personnel manager at a plastic coatings plant, and his mother, of Irish descent, took on the role of a doctor's secretary. As their only child, Jimmy's early years were shaped by the quiet and diligent household his parents created. In 1952, the family decided to leave the bustling streets of Heston and relocate to Feltham. This marked a transition in his childhood years, steering him toward a more suburban setting. Not long after, the Pages moved again, this time to Miles Road in Epsom, Surrey. This peaceful town, known for its countryside charm, became the backdrop for Jimmy's formative years and saw him discover his first inklings of artistry and curiosity. He attended Epsom County Pound Lane Primary School, where he began his initial exploration of the world beyond family life. His young mind absorbed the basics of education, setting the foundation for the path he would eventually pursue. Furthering his academic journey, Jimmy transitioned to Ewell County Secondary School in West Ewell. These school years in Surrey enriched him with formative experiences, though his academic endeavors also coincided with a budding passion for music. Jimmy's story started in these tranquil surroundings, setting the stage for a lifetime that would take him far beyond the lanes of Epsom. At the age of 12, Jimmy Page discovered the guitar as his chosen instrument, marking the beginning of a life deeply intertwined with music. His early days as a guitarist showcased a determination and passion that set him apart from his peers. While he briefly attended lessons, learning some basic chords from a friend and inspiration from local mentors, Page's journey was primarily self-directed. With a natural curiosity and unwavering commitment, he mastered his craft by carefully listening to records and replicating the sounds he admired. This self-taught approach not only honed his skills, but also imbued his playing with a unique and deeply personal flair. His zeal for music became all-consuming in his teenage years, to the extent that it began to interfere with his academic pursuits. At just 15, Page decided to leave secondary school, driven by a conviction to follow his musical aspirations. Transitioning to a formal creative environment, he enrolled in Sutton Art College in Surrey. This move allowed Page to immerse himself in the vibrant cultural and artistic scene of the time. Sutton Art College provided a relatively relaxed structure that accommodated his dual interests. While pursuing studies in the visual arts, Page never distanced himself from his primary passion for music. Instead, this period proved transformative as he began engaging more actively with the local music scene, playing in small bands that tested his abilities and provided invaluable performance experience. During his time in Surrey, Page's life revolved around playing music with friends and participating in jam sessions. Immersed in the lively musical communities of the area, he developed both his technical abilities and creative style. This connection to grassroots musicianship fostered an understanding of collaboration and innovation that later underpinned his rise to musical prominence. Despite his popularity in these local settings, he remained a humble student of the instrument, refining his skills and pushing the boundaries of his technique alongside music. Page's experiences at Sutton Art College undoubtedly shaped his creative outlook and approach to artistic expression. While his academic focus was on visual arts, which offered another outlet for his creativity, it also influenced his dynamic stage presence and visionary songwriting in ways that became evident in his later career. This confluence of artistic disciplines enriched his perceptions of rhythm, flow, and dynamic storytelling, qualities that would manifest prominently once he stepped into the higher echelons of music. The disciplined artistry and independent learning style he cultivated during these formative years became the foundation of his iconic musical journey. However, what truly set Page apart was his drive, even in the face of challenges, such as balancing education with his passion for music or navigating health issues like recurrent glandular fever. Leaving the Crusaders, a local band he played with for a considerable time, Page made deliberate choices to prioritize his well-being while staying deeply entrenched in the creative and musical side of life. The combination of his self-taught expertise, formal training in the arts, and extensive time spent performing with various groups ensured that Page's early years laid an unrivaled groundwork for the legendary career that was to follow. He emerged as a steadfast and innovative force in music, carrying forward lessons forged in a humble yet pivotal chapter of his life, one steeped in curiosity, resilience, and boundless creativity. During the 1960s, Jimmy Page emerged as a highly sought-after session guitarist, contributing to an array of projects that showcased his versatility and technical skill. Working within London's thriving music scene, he lent his distinctive guitar work to recordings by prominent artists and bands such as the Rolling Stones. This vivid period helped establish Page as one of the most in-demand guitarists of the decade, cementing his reputation as someone who could blend seamlessly into various musical styles while pushing the boundaries of sound. His session work made him a cornerstone of the British music industry, and his contributions can still be heard in countless hits of the era. In the mid-1960s, Jimmy Page transitioned from his role as a session guitarist to take on an active role in a band. He joined the Yardbirds, a group already making waves on the rock and blues scene. Initially stepping in for bassist Paul Samwell-Smith, Page later transitioned to lead guitar, sharing the spotlight briefly with Jeff Beck. When Beck departed in 1966, Page assumed full control as the Yardbirds' lead guitarist. Though the band had notable successes with Page in the lineup, growing tensions and diminished creativity led the group to disband in 1968. Rather than see this as an endpoint, Page viewed it as an opportunity to rebuild. With determination, he retained rights to the Yardbirds name and began forming a new version of the group, assembling what would soon become one of the most iconic bands in rock history. Page recruited drummer John Bonham, vocalist Robert Plant, and bassist-keyboardist John Paul Jones. The group initially performed under the name The New Yardbirds, but they quickly rebranded as Led Zeppelin. In 1968, the band recorded their debut self-titled album, funded in part by Page himself. Released in 1969, the album combined groundbreaking elements of hard rock with influences from blues and folk, instantly becoming a commercial triumph. Led Zeppelin's arrival signaled the beginning of a new chapter in music, with Page's guitar work and production at the forefront of the band's powerful and innovative sound. Led Zeppelin quickly climbed to fame under the leadership of Jimmy Page, a guitarist who infused the music world with revolutionary creativity. The band debuted with a unique sound driven by Page's technical wizardry, blending electrifying guitar riffs with a clear vision for a heavier and more experimental approach to rock music. Released in rapid succession, Led Zeppelin II, Led Zeppelin III, and Led Zeppelin IV became milestones that deeply etched themselves into music history. Each record displayed their evolving artistry, opening avenues to innovative sounds, from the distortion-heavy rock anthems to quieter, folk-inspired tracks. Notably, Led Zeppelin IV included the iconic Stairway to Heaven, still celebrated for its profound composition and storytelling. Page's innovative guitar techniques, coupled with the group's synchronized energy, elevated them to extraordinary commercial and cultural acclaim. As the producer of the albums, Page meticulously arranged and produced recordings that raised the benchmark for what a rock band could achieve in studio craftsmanship. Their first 9 studio albums reached the top 10 on the US Billboard charts, a testament to the resonance of their music and their lasting influence on the genre. Transitioning seamlessly from blues-tinged rock to epic soundscapes, Led Zeppelin embodied an era and transformed it. Though bolstered by the exceptional talents of Robert Plant, John Bonham, and John Paul Jones, Jimmy Page's leadership, vision, and creativity were undoubtedly instrumental in their unparalleled success. After the death of drummer John Bonham in 1980, Led Zeppelin, one of the most influential bands in the history of rock music, decided to disband. This marked a significant turning point for their guitarist, Jimmy Page, whose creative and professional life had been deeply intertwined with the group. In the wake of this tragedy, Page eventually re-emerged in the music scene, beginning in 1981 with a performance at a Jeff Beck show. He continued to work as a solo artist, producing several studio albums and engaging in collaborations with other respected musicians in the industry. These ventures allowed Page to remain relevant in a rapidly changing musical landscape, proving his enduring talent and versatility. Financially, Jimmy Page has built a legacy that places him among the wealthiest figures in the rock industry. His career as a founding member of Led Zeppelin, coupled with his solo endeavors, has made him a symbol of not just artistic, but also financial achievement. Ranked 15th on the list of the 100 richest rock stars in 1998, his wealth has continued to magnify over the years through royalties, album sales, and a variety of other ventures. Notable earnings during his solo career include $565,000 from his collaboration in The Firm in 1985, $572,000 for his solo album Outrider in 1988, and $133 million for the album Coverdale Page in 1993. Such successes showcase his knack for turning musical creativity into substantial earnings. Today, Page's net worth is estimated at $180 million, a testament to his enduring influence and the financial acumen he has demonstrated throughout his career. His ability to adapt following Zeppelin's disbandment and maintain a thriving career has solidified his status not only as a legendary guitarist, but also as a shrewd figure in the music business. While music remains his passion, his financial standing highlights the symbiotic relationship between art and business in his life. Throughout his life, Jimmy Page has expressed his passion not only through his music, but also in his choice of residences. His fascination with unique and historic properties began as early as the late 1960s when he acquired the Thames Boat House in Pangbourne, Berkshire. This stunning riverside property, purchased in 1967, became the birthplace of musical history, as it was here that Led Zeppelin first came together in 1968. The house, originally a converted boathouse, exuded charm and serenity by the River Thames, where it served as both a haven and a creative space for Page during his tenure there, which lasted until 1973. In 1972, Page purchased Tower House, an exceptional Victorian Gothic property located in the Holland Park area of London. Designed in the late 19th century by architect William Burgess, the Tower House stands as a remarkable piece of architectural and artistic heritage. Its striking cylindrical tower and ornate Gothic details reflect Burgess's imaginative design, making it a true gem in the city. Page, enchanted by its historical and aesthetic significance, has maintained and preserved the house meticulously over the years. Known for his profound interest in art and history, Page has described discovering new details and intricacies of the home years after taking ownership. Tower House remains a symbol of his appreciation for craftsmanship and history. In the early 1980s, another chapter in Page's real estate journey unfolded with the acquisition of the Mill House, also situated along the River Thames. The property featured a functional mill and picturesque surroundings, embodying the charm of rural England. While its tranquil environment offered respite from the chaos of fame, the Mill House also witnessed its fair share of celebrity moments, linking Page to cultural icons of the time. His ownership of this scenic property continued through the 1980s, shaping yet another phase of his life before its eventual sale in 2004. During the early 1970s, Page also purchased Bulskine House on the shores of Loch Ness in Scotland. Famous for its connections to occultist Aleister Crowley, the property intrigued the musician, whose interest in mysticism and folklore was no secret. Bulskine House became a retreat where Page could immerse himself in the beauty of the Scottish Highlands, juxtaposed with the enigmatic aura of its history. He held on to the estate for several decades, leaving a mark on its storied past, until it eventually departed from his possession in the 1990s. In recent years, Jimmy Page has made Deanery Garden, located in the charming village of Sonning in Berkshire, his current residence. Deanery Garden, a masterpiece designed by the esteemed architect Sir Edwin Lutyens, showcases quintessential English craftsmanship, blending architecture and nature harmoniously. Its serene gardens and picturesque design make it a fitting retreat for someone with Page's artistic vision and love of elegant surroundings. This property underscores his continued preference for homes that echo creativity, history, and individuality. Jimmy Page, a guitarist celebrated for his contributions to music as a member of Led Zeppelin, is equally notable for his exquisite taste in automobiles. Among the jewels of his collection is the 1936 Cord 810 Phaeton, a vehicle renowned for its sweeping design and advanced engineering. This car, recognized as an icon of automotive innovation and elegance, was crafted under the guidance of designer Gordon Bierig. Its signature, coffin nose hood, and concealed headlamps defined automotive artistry during its debut in the mid-1930s. Jimmy's particular model underwent restoration and preservation during the years he owned it, ensuring its pristine condition. It is a piece of history unto itself, emblematic of the combination of sophistication and forward-thinking technology that the pre-war era produced. Moving into the realm of speed and modernity, Jimmy's automotive affinities extend to the Ferrari lineup. His 1978 Ferrari 400 GT is a standout, exhibiting Ferrari's legacy of marrying high-performance machinery with refined luxury. This vehicle, powered by a V12 engine, represented a statement of sophistication and power in the late 70s. Jimmy also owns a 1966 Ferrari GTB 275, another masterpiece celebrated for its engineering and aesthetic allure, finished in light metallic blue. This Ferrari represents Italian motoring excellence while showcasing Page's affinity for the finer nuances of automotive design. British motoring finds homage in his collection with the presence of a Bentley MK6. This post-war luxury sedan is celebrated for the elegance and craftsmanship that has become synonymous with Bentley. Its wooden and leather-laden interior complements its smooth, relentless performance. The car not only represents a nod to classic British engineering, but also stands as a symbol of the era's understated aristocracy. Jimmy's penchant for American muscle and robust designs is showcased in his ownership of a Ford Mustang. This iconic car embodies the spirit of freedom, rebellion, and raw power, which parallels the revolutionary ethos of rock music itself. Complementing this is his Cadillac Escalade, a reflection of modern luxury and spacious comfort, representing a more contemporary touch. Its imposing presence and plush interior make it a compelling choice for travel. His cars are not just means of transportation, but statements of taste, each vehicle embodying characteristics that resonate with a specific era, culture, or design philosophy. The variety in Jimmy Page's automotive collection paints a vivid portrait of his eclectic nature and his appreciation for vehicles that transcend their utility to achieve iconic status.